Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Chodesh Tov. On Thursday, our Chief Administrator, Katie, our Learning Center Principal, Brandy, and I spoke about our tendency to overschedule our days. It is a habit that the three of us have been struggling with our entire lives, and I would imagine that many in this room share that struggle. As we spoke, we reminded each other that we have the gift of being in control of our time, of being able to shape our daily lives in ways that will benefit the people we serve and our families and us. Today, we get to celebrate both the secular new month of March and the Jewish new month of Adar. What better time to reassess our calendars, to reorganize our time, to recognize our control of that time than the beginning of a new month? In addition to the practical benefit of using the new month as a time of reflection and planning, we are obligated as Jews to recognize each new month with the mini holiday of Rosh Chodesh. In fact, the celebration of Rosh Chodesh is often recognized as the first mitzvah that we receive in Torah. Earlier in the book of Exodus than where we are now, as the Israelites prepare for the 10th plague and the Exodus from Egypt, God gives them the month of Nisan as their first opportunity to establish their independence, their first opportunity to show God that they're ready not only to receive God's blessings, but to act on God's blessings as well. HaChodesh hazeh lachem Rosh Chodeshim Rishon hu lachem lechodshei hashana. This month will be for you the beginning of months. It is the first for you of the months of the year. This will be Rosh Chodesh Nisan next month. As the people Israel pack their bags, God gives them a blank calendar to take on the way, reminding them that now they have freedom over their own time in a way that they never did before. The 15th and 16th century Spanish commentator Saforno reinterprets the verse. From now on, these months will be yours to do with as you like. In contrast, during your days of slavery, the days were not yours. Rather, they belonged to work done for others and their will. Thus, this is the first for you of the months of the year, that on it begins your new reality. For Saforno, the verse's emphasis on for you, lachem, teaches of the Israelites' new ability to decide how their days, weeks, months, and years are organized. Yes, the Israelites will receive commandments from God about holidays, sacrifices, and other time-bound mitzvot, but ultimately, each Israelite will have the choice whether and how to practice what God has commanded. So too, while each of us may have responsibilities to family, to our health, to school, and to work, we each have the choice of how to organize the time we use for those responsibilities. We each have the choice to prioritize those that we know are most important or urgent, and we have the choice to let go of or alter those that we know are less important or less urgent. On Rosh Chodesh, we have the opportunity to rediscover the blessing inherent in that freedom of time. As we flip to a new page on our virtual or print calendar, we have a chance to look ahead and to decide our priorities for the month to come. I would imagine each of us in this room has at least one item on our to-do list that we've been putting off for far too long. Each month, we can use Rosh Chodesh to choose one of those items and write it in permanent marker or in all caps on a certain date and time in our calendars. We can use Rosh Chodesh to call a friend and invite them to accomplish that task with us on that date and time so that we limit our excuses not to get the job done. And we can use Rosh Chodesh to find 1 hour each day or even one full day each month to set aside, to write in on our calendars for the unexpected, knowing that when a man will plan, God will laugh. Ultimately, the month's time may run away from us. We may not get the bike fixed or the car washed. We may not spend as much time with our partner, our child, or our parents as we hoped. On the biblical Rosh Chodesh, our ancestors would bring a chata'at, a miss-the-mark offering, acknowledging that they were not able to accomplish everything God asked of them and everything they asked of themselves that month. So too, today, when time inevitably runs away from us, we can bring our metaphorical chata'at. We can accept our responsibility and actively plan to make the mark at a fixed time in the month to come. Not only does Rosh Chodesh give us the time to plan and reassess, but also to celebrate the responsibilities we have exercised in the past month. Today, we have the chance to look back on the past month and recognize what we have completed, especially if it was something that we had been putting off for a really long time. Today, we have the chance to celebrate the times that we prioritized the unplanned mitzvot, returning a lost object or animal, honoring our parents, visiting those in mourning, even taking care of our own health. Those times that we prioritized those unplanned mitzvot over what we had originally planned. On the biblical Rosh Chodesh, our ancestors would bring not only a chata'at, but an olah, an offering that God would enjoy in its entirety, as a thank you for the freedom of time they had been afforded. In the Talmud Bavli Masechet Sanhedrin, Rabbi Acha Bar Chanina says that Rabbi Yochanan says, regarding anyone who blesses the new month in its proper time, it is as if they greet the face of the Shekhinah, the divine presence. With Hallel, with a special maftir reading, and a Musaf service that reenacts our biblical Rosh Chodesh offerings, we celebrate the great divine power we exercise in designing the structure each day of our lives. What a blessing that God has given us the creative choice to use our time for what we need and for the needs of the people we have in our lives. What a blessing that God has given us the creative choice to follow the daily and the monthly mitzvot that encourage us to pause, to reflect, and celebrate among family, friends, and community. Shabbat Shalom. And I'd love to invite